Morning, Audrey. Morning, Gautam. All right, I think we'll get started. It's Sunday, so usually that means not too many people show up. People are sleeping in or doing other things. And it is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to our fathers on the chat. So we'll get started. Today's Sunday, so that means it's English Day. We'll get started with page 10 for the precepts. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. A second time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time I go to the Sangha for refuge. A third time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time I go to the Sangha for refuge. The 3 refuges are complete. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sensual misconduct. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Having well undertaken and kept the 5 precepts together with the 3 refuges, one should strive on with diligence. With morality, good rebirth is gained. With morality, wealth is achieved. With morality, perfect peace is attained. Therefore, morality should be purified. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Page 24. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Such indeed is the Sublime One, worthy, perfectly enlightened, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the world, supreme trainer of persons to be tamed, teacher of gods and humans, enlightened and exalted. Well expounded is the Dhamma by the Sublime One, directly visible, unaffected by time, calling one to come and see, leading onwards, to be realized by the wise. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing well. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is of upright conduct. The order of the Sublime One's disciples has entered the right path. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing correctly. That is, the 4 pairs of persons, the 8 kinds of individuals. This order of the Sublime One's disciples is worthy of offerings and hospitality, worthy of gifts and salutation, supreme field of merit for the world. The Buddha, well purified with ocean-like compassion, possessed of the eye of knowledge, completely purified, destroyer of the evils and corruption of the world. I revere that Buddha with devotion. Homage to you, so nobly bred, homage to you amongst men supreme. Peerless are you in all the world, may all homage be given to you. The teacher's Dhamma, like a lamp, divided into path, fruition, and the deathless, both itself transcendent and showing the way to that goal. I revere this Dhamma with devotion. Thoroughly understanding the Dhamma, and am I still here? Can you hear me? Am I still here? Can you hear me? Dropped for a while, like how long? I don't know. I just noticed it says cannot connect or something like that. So, all right. Did you hear the teacher's Dhamma is like a lamp? All right. The teacher's Dhamma is like a lamp divided into path, fruition, and the deathless, both itself transcendent and showing the way to that goal. I revere that Dhamma with devotion. Thoroughly understanding the Dhamma and free from longing through insight, the wise one who is rid of all desire. I went to check to see if I was on Wi-Fi. And I am. How about now? Those to whom the Dhamma is clear are not led into other doctrines. Perfectly enlightened with perfect knowledge, they walk evenly over the uneven. Of all the medicines in the world, manifold and various, there is none like the medicine of Dhamma. Therefore, O monks, drink of this. Having drunk this Dhamma medicine, you will be ageless and beyond death. Having developed and seen the truth, you will be quenched, free from craving. The Sangha called the field better than the best, who have seen peace, awakening after the Buddha's good way, who have abandoned attachment, the noble ones, the wise. I revere that Sangha with devotion. Happy is the arising of the Buddhas. Happy is the teaching of the true Dhammas. Happy is the unity of the Sangha. Happy is the discipline of the united ones. They go to many a refuge, those who have been struck by fear. They go to the mountains and forests, to parks and trees and shrines. But none of these is a secure refuge. None is the refuge supreme. Not by relying on such a refuge can one be freed from all suffering. But one who has gone for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha sees with perfect wisdom the Four Noble Truths: suffering, the arising of suffering, the transcending of suffering, and the Noble Eightfold Path that leads to suffering's final end. This is the refuge that is secure. This is the refuge that is supreme. By relying on such a refuge as this, one is released from all suffering. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Buddha. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Dhamma. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Sangha. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a defiled state of mind, and suffering follows as the cartwheel follows the foot of the ox. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a pure state of mind. Then happiness follows as your shadow follows you without departing. Impermanent are all conditioned things, affected by rising and falling away. Having arisen, they then must cease. Blissful is it when they subside. Abstaining from all evil, doing what is good, cleansing one's mind. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. Patience is the highest practice. Nibbana is supreme, say the Buddhas. A mendicant does not harm others. A recluse oppresses no one. Not insulting, not harming, restrained according to the moral code. Moderating in food, dwelling in solitude, engaging in higher mental development. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. By the blessings that have arisen from my practice, may my venerable preceptors and teachers who have helped me, mother, father, and relatives, male and female rulers, worldly powers, the virtuous human beings, the higher beings, demons, and high gods, the guardian deities of the world, celestial beings, the Lord of death, friendly people, indifferent and hostile, may all beings be well. May the skillful deeds done by me bring you threefold bliss. May this quickly bring you to the deathless. By means of this meritorious deed, and through this aspiration, may I quickly attain the cutting off of craving and clinging. Whatever faults I have until I am liberated, may they quickly perish. Wherever I am born, may there be an upright mind, mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May no harmful influences weaken my efforts. The Buddha is the unsurpassed protector. Dhamma is the supreme protection. Peerless is the silent Buddha. The Sangha is my true refuge. By the power of these exalted ones, may I rise above all defilements. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Doing our secondary chanting, going through Satipatthana. We're still on Kaya Nupassana, which is going to be page 155. Patikula Manisikara Pabbang. Punachaparang bhikkave bhikkhu emang eva kayang uddang pada tala adho kesa mattaka tacha pariyannatang purang na nappakarasa asuchino Pachavekati attiyam asmin kaye kesa loma naka danta tacho mangsang naharo atti minjang vakang hadayang yakanang kilomakang pihakang papasang antang antuganang udariyang karisang pitang samhang pubbo lohitang sedo medo asuvasa kedo singanika lasika mutanti Sayatapi bhikkave ubatto mukha mutuli pura nana vihitassa danyassa sayatidang salinang vihinang muganang masanang tilanang tandulanang tammenang chakuma puriso Munchitva pachavekeya ime sali ime vihi ime mugga ime masa ime tila ime tandulati evam eva ko bhikkave bhikkhu emang eva kayang udang pada tala adho kesa mattaka tacha pariyantang purang nanapakarasa asuchino pachavekati atti emasmin kaye kesa loma naka danta tacho mangsang naharo atti minjang vakang hadayang yakanang kilomakang pi hakang papasang antang antagunang udariyang karisang pitang semhang pubbo lohitang sedo medo asuvasa kelo singhanika lasika mutanti evangpi bhikkave bhikkhu kaya nupassi viharati. Contemplation of the body, foulness, the bodily parts. Now this word here is interesting. It's patikula manasikara, and this is often translated as foulness. But manasikara means to contemplate, right? To investigate. Patikula, it means like disgusting or whatever, but it also means consider the opposite. So what we have, the Buddha tells us that we have an intoxication, just like he did. We have an intoxication with youth, health, and life, right? So we have an intoxication with our body, right? So instead of seeing bodies in this intoxicated way, the Buddha uses this practice for us to understand the opposite. And we see this with the simile that's used here. Now let's read the English here. Again, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu reviews this very body upward from the soles of the feet, downward from the tips of the hairs, enclosed in skin, and full of many kinds of impurities. There are in this body head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, bone marrow, kidneys, heart, liver, pleura, spleen, lungs, large intestine, small intestine, undigested food in the stomach, feces, bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, saliva, mucus, synovial fluid, and urine. Just as though there were a bag with an opening at both ends, full of many sorts of grains, such as hill rice, red rice, beans, peas, millet, and white rice, and a man with good eyes were to open it and review it thus: this is hill rice, this is red rice, these are beans, these are peas, this is millet, this is white rice. So too a bhikkhu reviews this very body upwards from the soles of the feet, downwards from the tips of the hairs, enclosed in skin, is full of many kind of impurities. There are in this body head hairs, body hairs, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, bone marrow, kidneys, heart, liver, pleura, spleen, lungs, large intestine, small intestine, undigested food in the stomach, Feces, bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, saliva, mucus, synovial fluid, and urine. This is how a bhikkhu dwells contemplating the body in the body. Now notice, right? Notice this simile, right? What's missing from this simile, right? As the person with good eyes is looking and identifying, this is hill rice, this is red rice. There's no, this is hill rice. Oh, I like that. This is red rice. Oh, I don't like that, right? It's not about disgust, right? It's about understanding the reality of this body. Right? This is a very good practice just for that. All right. So now let's go to our thought of the day. We are going to be on page 129, second paragraph. Kayo bhikkhave aditto pottabba aditta kaya vinyanang adittang kaya sampasso aditto yadidang kaya sampassa paccaya uppajjati vedyatang sukkang va dukkang va adukkang sukkang va tang pi adittang kena adittang raggagina dosagina moagina adittang Jatiya jaraya maranena sukkehi paridevehi dukkehi domanasehi upayasehi aditangti vaddami. English. The body, bhikkhus, is on fire. Touch is on fire. Body consciousness is on fire. Body contact is on fire. And whatever sensations, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, which originate in dependence on body contact, that also is on fire. And with what are these on fire? With the fire of passion, I say. The fire of hatred, the fire of delusion. With birth, old age, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair, they are on fire. Okay, friends, continuing on with what is on fire. Today, the body, right? Touch, tangibles. There's lots of wonderful, pleasant things in relation to touch. There's, ooh, this is a nice material. This is a nice fabric, whatever, clothes that you wear, how it feels on your body, touching other people in various ways. Right, doing anything related to having physical contact with the body, right? Can be very pleasant, also can be very unpleasant. Somebody punches you, right? Unpleasant. But this is what we understand, that these are on fire. On fire with what? Craving. On fire with our greed, hatred, and delusion. On fire with old age, sickness, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. So we reflect on this, right? We investigate this body, right? Isn't it perfect, actually? The secondary chant and the thought of the day matched up quite perfectly, didn't they? Right? Investigating this body, understanding what this body is, right? What this body, touching, feeling of this body. Right? Things that, you can have tangible contact with the body. Right? So there's many, many experiences we have that every day. Right? All kinds of experiences, because the body is disposed in one way or another at all times. Right now I'm sitting, so I can feel the cushion and I can feel my legs crossed and all these kind of things. Right? There's all kinds of bodily contact that you can investigate throughout your day. So today, all day, we can reflect on this, right? Investigate the body and its contact, right? The body's contact with other physical things, people, right? Items, etc. Right? There's lots and lots of lots and lots of places for this to be investigated. And so today, I wish you a very spiritually successful and peaceful day. Happy Father's Day again to the fathers out there. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy, practice well, and be well. See you tomorrow, Monday morning.